Yeah, what wisdom you got today? Because the last time you spoke, like I had a lot of I didn't even tell you somebody remixed our video and put it on I forgot. I don't know if I sent it to you, but it was a video from the episode, and somebody had like remixed it and put it on their page and like spoke on it. Yeah. I was like, damn, that was dope. Like, that was fire. But yeah, you know, I just want to start off into it right away. Like, what you got right there for me?
You know, we start all things with today's mathematics. Today's mathematics, man, wisdom, understanding. You know what I mean? That all being born to power. You know what I mean? Equal out the power. You know what I mean? So wisdom is just your wise words, man. You know what I mean? So really what we was building on before we jumped on the podcast, bro, is just like I was sharing you the wisdom that I share. You know what I mean? The wisdom that I come with. You know what I mean? Through my understanding of how the world works. You know what I mean? And through that wisdom and through that understanding, I see the reality of how this world works. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I know that the reality of this world is not to build us up as a nation or a people. You know what I mean? We have to do that. You know what I mean? And in that wisdom, I mean, I'm developing the understanding that, bro, like a lot of us is dark days ahead of us. And it's dark days ahead of our children if we don't become serious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do we help that? How do we aid and assist that?
You know what it is, bro? Like a lot of people don't like to discuss it, or we don't talk about it, or we think that we're nostalgic and when we're approaching, you know what I mean, our condition. Now, our condition in America is rooted in slavery. Now, I mean, slavery represents slavery, suffering, and death. So if somebody enslaved you, they suffer. You're suffering. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're applying death. You know what I mean? And if that death is not physical, then it's mental. Yeah. So what we got to do as a people, you know what I mean? And not saying that we don't do it at all. We have to find commonality and what we have in common with each other in order to build. Yeah. Now, I mean, we have to be more community-based as black men, developing an aim, a mission, and a purpose to work together collectively without asking nobody else. We should be able to ask each other and come to each other as black men and produce what we know our children need. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I learned, bro, and it be sounding crazy, and it's like I was taught. You got the book Message to the Black Man. Yeah. Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad brings up how do we pull our resources? That's economics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if every man had a job, right? He had a job. He say, I'm gonna lay this amount. I'm gonna lay this amount a month, right? That money, it builds up. It could be invested in you. It could be invested in me. It could be invested in another brother, or it could be invested in the future of us as a people. Why we choose not to do that, bro, I don't have the answer to that. But we choose to go out and support everybody else. The Chinese store, the sneaker store, the clothes store. You know what I mean? We have not found how to make these things, I mean, beneficial to us as a whole.
Because we so conditioned to that from growing up. We used to just go to the Chinese stores real quick.
But you got to understand, right? So the family dynamics, right? The family structure. When we look at the black family in America, right? We have no culture.
Yeah, I say that all the time. Yeah, we don't.
You know what I mean? We have no culture. We have no...
we say we have a culture, but...
Hip-hop is our culture.
Yeah. That's the first thing people go to. Yeah. You saying something outside of like the music?
Outside of the music.
Okay.
Because we not, I won't even say outside of the music, because we musical geniuses.
Yeah, that's
black people. You know what I mean? It's our nature. You know what I mean? But outside of what they're projecting in as hip hop today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because hip hop started off conscious. It was building.
Definitely
it was talking about the condition that we was in. You know what I mean? It was talking about the politics. It was talking about even us being royalty. You know what I mean? Even down to rocking the gold chains and representing royalty, because that's where we come from. Then and then it becomes so obvious the tricks that's played on it. It's like, are we continuing to allow these people to play with us? The same situation with Kanye speaking out for. Me and my wife, we was building.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about this. Yeah.
Yeah, me and my wife, we at the table, we building. So she brought up the Kanye situation, and I'm like, it baffles me that we're surprised, first of all, at their response to Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Kanye, he's telling the truth. You know what I mean? He's telling the truth. And then not only is he's telling the truth, the people that he's telling the truth about, you know what I mean? They're holding him accountable. They taking this from him, taking that from him. You know what I mean? Versus the same shit. Why don't we have our own? Why do we have to keep depending on people for food, clothing, and shelter?
When we can have our own.
When we can have our own. Listen. Now I don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm in this. That's why I love being here.
Yeah.
I love being in this community because I'm faced with the reality of what we go through each and every day as a people. You understand what I'm saying?
Faced with it.
Now, if I leave, and once I leave, it's like you still leave your people. You still leave many, many, many other children and generations behind.
Because it's easy to start over somewhere else.
Because it's easy to start over.
But to
somewhere
build
else.
this up,
It's hard.
that's the challenge.
But then again, right? We look, and you have to imagine if your man let you move in with him. Come on, you can move in with me.
Yeah.
You gonna respect the fact that he allowed you to move in with him. He helping you out, but that's his home.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, so when we move out, that's their community.
I get you.
You understand what I'm saying?
I get you. You still gotta abide by their rules.
And then some people is even uncomfortable when they get there because now you have to assert yourself into how that community functions.
And when you try to speak out against that community, it's like, who are you?
Yeah,
it's already rules in place.
You ain't got no money. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, that nigga talk like that because he ain't got no money. You know what I mean? But
even when you have the money, sometimes it's not even about the money. It's about you not respecting like the laws of the land here.
Actual fact.
So if we build our own, but even I feel like even when we do build our own, we still like conflict with each other. That's it's like the ego.
We do, and other communities do as well.
But how I should say, well, in your best answer, how can we like learn to start respecting each other and control like how we feel about certain situations, even when it's not ours?
Hold on, ask that again.
How can we I'm gonna say when we do build these communities, how do we keep the structure? I should say.
Every nation or every tribe or every people have rules and regulations that they abide by. You know what I mean? See, we don't want to abide by no rules and regulations. We don't want to be restricted, and we don't want to restrict each other. We don't want to hold each other accountable.
Okay, so
for our actions. So we gotta hold each other accountable as men. That's why I want to develop. A training. Okay. You know what I mean? A training towards because you got it. That's why I said commonality. The more we come together, the more you see how you relate. You're not separate no more. You know what I mean? And that's how you make devil, by separating. If they keep us separated, then we don't know and we can't identify with each other. And 10 times out of 10, we have the same problems. We face with the same problems. You know what I mean? So I want to start me and a brother was building producing a training camp to where as though we train together, we build together. You know what I mean? Even the Africans and certain brothers and sisters got it together where they start a susu. Some of us got it, you know what I mean? But it's certain things that we have to do on a small level in order to be able to maneuver on a big level. You know what I mean? And it's better to do than not to do. It's better to speak on certain things than not to speak on certain things.
I was gonna say, but when we do speak on certain things, I guess the reason why the message doesn't come across well is because either we don't have the knowledge on it or we're not saying it the right way. So go back to communication. So when we do speak on things, like I agree, like we do need to like speak on things. But when I speak on things, sometimes like that person gonna get mad because I'm speaking on it in our own community. Like That's like the conflict.
I remember last time we was building, and I said, us as black people, we got this thing in us. We want to be the first to have. We want to be the first to say. We want to be the first one to show. You know what I mean?
For everything.
And ego. And like I said, the ego, it edged God out. You know what I mean? So
I ain't even damn.
Yeah, once we get shed ourselves for the ego and really know that we don't. I mean, like we ain't major players. You know what I mean? Out here in this world as black people, we got a lot of style. We got a lot with us. You know what I mean? And we strong men. We strong brothers. You know what I mean? So we got to exemplify that strength, and that's why they weak. They try to keep us weak.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? That's why, bro. Some things is complex and it's hard because it been passed down from generation to generation, and now it's left us up to us to fix it. So those that's higher up in certain positions have to get off of their high horse and come back down.
But it's hard to lead that high horse though, because it's that power.
Yeah, it's power. It's so-called power.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it was
so-called power.
Yeah.
I think every black man should have this book.
Why is that?
The Blueprint to Black Power, because it breaks down where we need to be. And some of the questions that you ask, you'll see like he goes in much detail. This brother Amos Wilson.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we should get a lot of our black author books and get in tune. You know what I mean? Because it gives us things, we don't know everything.
Hold on. So I want you to keep going, but is it better to look up information on the internet or out of a book?
Research. The more you research, you could research on the internet, but
would it be as accurate as the book? Is what I'm saying.
Nah, I don't think so.
Really?
The book gonna go into way more detail.
And I feel like that the reason why I asked that, because I saw somebody say that, and it was like, yeah, the internet is fine, but it's more information
it's more detail. It's more, and that's why you see a lot of right with the conscious community is deep, right? Because even on social media, you get sound bites. So everybody is really conscious now today in 2022. Right, everybody is conscious. They can read a meme, whatever the fuck, and they conscious. You know what I mean? But a lot of times
be fucking off still.
You be like, yo, where is they getting this stuff from?
That's what I be wanting to know.
You know what I mean? Because we don't, and definitely us as black people, we don't like reading because it always been punishment. First, our knowledge was taken away from us, and then once it was like, kick your ass, you want punishment? Yeah. I'll make you go in there and read.
So we hated it. They stripped the love from it.
So when the kids see this look like 1 billion words to it. The average kid
it's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much. Right? But we taught to read. Right? It's 66 books to the Bible.
Damn.
It's 66 books to the Bible that we are taught.
Damn.
Right? So do you think every man need to read 66 books of the Bible to understand God?
66? No, you shouldn't have to, right? It should be one, right?
I think if
how many should it be?
No, if it's broken down, if it's 66 books to the Bible, right? I think that a man who studied that book, he should read all 66.
All 66.
And he should develop a working understanding and how those 66 chapters affect us in life today. See, a lot of people be like, oh, slavery and it affects us today in 2022. You say, how be you?
Yeah,
all right, it's 2022, right? We still faced with people coming with certain elections. We still fighting and arguing over certain degrees of education. We still arguing over police brutality. We still arguing over freedoms that we have not yet received in America, and it's 2022. But yet we've been spoiled by material. You give a motherfucker material, you spoil them. Whether it be, material, whether it be food, whether it be drugs, whether it be sex, you spoil them. You get their mind so far away from the truth that they can't speak truth to power. Meaning they can't speak to the people up in higher places and say, man, y'all fucking us over. If all these people in the community, they pay taxes, what they paying their taxes for?
Yeah.
What you working for? You understand what I'm saying? We are working to build a better community. Where the fuck is our money going?
Yeah.
All this money that the community get, where is it going? Why are we still talking about what our children don't have? All right, case in point, scratch that, because that's asking other people, right?
Yeah.
Why haven't black men on their own accord say, you know what, this shit ain't right? I lay a brick, you lay a brick. $10 is $20. Right?
Yep.
Both of us got $100. That's what? $200. You get 10 black men in here that's strong and dedicated, and they don't mind pulling their resources. It's somebody that knows something. Somebody is a scientist. Somebody fix engines. Somebody is an architect. Somebody is a farmer. Niggas like to grow weed nowadays. Everybody have a gift that we ain't pull our research source together. We the black gold. When they say control the black dollar, we the black dollar. You understand what I'm saying? We are the black dollar. But we can't come together.
We can't come together because I feel like we faced with, I gotta worry about the person stealing, lying, deceiving, whatever. So when you say these things, I want that. I hope everybody else will want that. But it's like, when we get there, how, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know you said it's in the book, but like the structure to keep that together. Like, we need to start there. Like, we need to start with trust again.
And that's what this is. Every day we come together, and every day we training together, and every day we building together. That's what we develop and trust. See, when we sit here and we build on it, we just inviting people to this energy.
Yeah.
We putting them on a frequency that we on. Because we know outside this door, many, and some of them don't know that it even exists in Trenton. Like, it's some young brothers that really want to come together and build with each other and bond. So this gives them the opportunity, because sound travel. Now, I mean, sound travel. So what we talking about is not going to be contained here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the best thing about the media. You can control. We can say what we need to say right now. You know what I mean? And those that adhere and they like, yo, I vibe with them brothers. They gonna come and they gonna get on the frequency that we on. That's how we do it. And we establish listen, even the police and certain organizations, they got codes and laws that's amongst them.
Yes.
And they don't break rank for nobody.
At
and
all.
We gotta, I mean, and it's not saying that we don't have it. We have it. It been stripped from us.
So we gotta find it and build it again.
Not even find it, right? Listen, if somebody, if somebody said you've been made a slave of your mental, you've been made a slave of a mental death and power. You've been made that way. You know how many slaves had to stand up and say, man, I don't like this shit.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? And become rebellious. We're not rebellious niggas nowadays. We're afraid niggas. We seen them kill Martin Luther King. We seen them kill Malcolm X. We seen them kill all our elders. So we like, man, that's the last step I want to take. I take one of these little brothers off to the side. I teach them and man, behave yourself. You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of it is the fear of missing out. People missing out on, like you said, the material things. I don't want to miss out, so I'm not gonna speak up. I'ma just
So we taught that bad things happen because good men stand by and do nothing.
Damn.
You know what I mean? If we keep standing by and we do nothing, see, I'm a lot of brothers always, they be like, man, start a nonprofit, and that's cool. I love that. That's beautiful. I'm learning that. You know what I mean? But it's something that don't sit well with me. You know what I mean? Like, you mean to tell me it ain't? It's other nations of people out there that got flawed people. But as far as, I mean, as a community, I remember a brother. He like, man, you go over there, it's all Indian people. You go over here, it's all Chinese people. It's all Korean people.
They stick together. They got a culture.
And there's some places like that with black people.
Yeah, we do, but
we just never experienced it.
I was gonna say,
and our children ain't gonna experience. They gonna get left behind. Them niggas gonna be all right. They gotta find their way.
And you know what's funny that you said that, and that's why I feel like I'm in the perfect position now to bridge that gap because of where I'm at now, like physically in this building. Like I felt those connections here where I can do these things exactly what we talked about. I can help these people together because it was one thing you said on the last episode is the intent. My intentions are pure.
Absolutely.
And that stick with me all the time because so when I do something, my intention is always pure. Like I want to build. Like,
if I got a question for you, right? And I always like to keep the certain reality of God as a topic, the main topic, right? Because that's what the majority of everybody say they believe in God.
Yeah.
And God is real, right? Now, if you was to sit down and be able to talk to God right now today, right? What would you ask him pertaining to this world and what's taking place in this world, right? Now, with knowing the power that we give a God that's outside of ourselves, right? That we might say is in the sky, or you know what I mean? The power that you give that type of God, right? With all the things that's taking place on this earth right now, what would be the answer that you're looking for? What would be the justification that God is able to use for you to comprehend and understand why he didn't come and destroy this world right now today and many days before these because of the wickedness that's taking place?
Yeah. You let skinny people starve and give rich people food. Yo. Like I said, my thing is just why? Just why? Like why aren't things changing? Why is it still the same? Why hasn't he came in and, like you said, like stripped all of this and started over? Like why? Like I don't know. Like you got me thinking, like.
And that's the thing, like, see, we talk like, oh, you can't question God.
Yeah, why?
You know what I mean? Me, I'm gonna sit down with God and kick it, like, yo, let's build.
Like, what's
you know
up?
what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, because I got some discrepancies.
But do you feel like all of this is balanced though? Like that we have so much like negativity and then we have some positivity?
Absolutely.
So do you feel like we need basically I'm saying, do we need positivity at all times, or do we need that little balance?
That's not even a part of the universal scheme of things. Nothing is all bad and nothing is all good. Not even the atoms of the universe, when it's broken down from the proton, the electron, and the neutron. You got positive, neutral, and negative. So that's not the reality of the universe. That's not what we talking about. I don't believe that all black people are good. Yeah. I think by nature we are. You know what I mean? I don't think that all white people is bad. I think by nature they are. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. Now, when we talking about the condition of black people and what been taking place over here in the wilds of North America towards us and what we know, you understand what I'm saying? It's hard for me to comprehend a God that's outside of us, watching over these affairs and not intervene. Now his intervention will have to come in the place of a man, of a being, in order for us to really comprehend where it is that we need. That's why I say when we keep it on the concept and the reality of God, then God become real, right? And we're taught in the scripture that God is real and God manifests himself. Right? At the times that we need God, he manifests himself in person. Not in a spirit, not in a dream,
I get you.
Not in a vision, but in person. Right? So the black man is to be the God that's in person. He's the reality of God. And until he embraced that reality, we're going to continue to have slavery, suffering, and death, because he don't have a thorough knowledge of who he is. And he's the God. You know what I mean? So when because when you look at the world, bro, these people are gods of this world. They feed you, they clothe you, no matter where you at. You're going to have to pay rent. You're going to have to dish out. You're going to have to work like a government mule. You understand what I'm saying? In order to sustain what many of us define as success in this world. But what is success in God's world?
Yeah, that's the question.
That's the question.
That's the question.
You understand what I'm saying?
Question.
And then we got to ask ourselves, in which reality do we live? Do we live in we captured and captivated by the world in which the devil have created and made seem fair seeming and pleasable to the eye?
Yeah.
Or do we really, really, really adhere to God? See, people talk God talk, but they don't know God. Know what I mean? And then you have the reality of God is universal. It's not confined to a church. It's not confined to a masjid. You know what I mean? It's not confined to a synagogue. You know what I mean? The truth of God is universal. So meaning I'm saying that to say all of us as men who know and understand the trials and tribulations that we face can come together in all walks of life, rather if you Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, long as you know the reality of God, and God is real, and God is to be shown and proved on this earth. Where's the kingdom of God? Right here, not out of space. It's inner space. It's in you.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's you.
Yeah, it said that, no, not that you are the temple of God. You know what I mean? So when we, bro, that's why I see when we be talking in the Bible, it say, would these valleys of dry bones live again? We the valley of dry bones. We have no substance, no life.
Yeah.
And see, we don't, and then when we talk to like this, and then, bro, I am not perfect, right? By a long shot. But you know the truth when you hear the truth. And I'd rather be amongst men that's building and teaching the truth, and that's trying to get this truth out there to our young brothers.
And it's hard because we're going against people that's not giving the truth, and sometimes that false truth is what people gravitate towards.
That's what we like. We like it. You know what I mean? We taught in the lesson, say he likes the devil because the devil gives him nothing. You know what I mean? Dang. So certain things that we define as something, bro, is really nothing. That we feel as though we're being given.
When you think about it.
And then you gotta ask, like, that's why I always keep it on the bait. I'm for the children, bro.
Yeah, you always.
So when I'm speaking, I'm really speaking like, if I'm speaking to adults, it's in the sense of like, look at all of what we know. Look at all of what we know that we capable of doing. We have to do this. It's imperative that we do it because we got young brothers and sisters that's behind us.
And they don't know it, but they need this.
Yeah, they don't know it, but they definitely need it.
Right? Because like I said, I feel like you said, how it was back in the day where reading was punishment. So now if we show them that reading is a good thing, it's a reward that come with it. But these make it hard.
The phone, absolutely.
we fighting this battle. So that's what I'm saying.
And then it's so deep, right? It's so deep. It's so deep, even as parents and as people, we lost control. You said, like, we say we fighting against this.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we all so caught up in this, like, this is a fight. Yeah. Where we can't be like, it's just like a person who use drugs. Like, man, why they out there chasing? They can't put it down. It's addictive.
Yeah.
So if it's an addiction to adult, why would you put it in the hands of a kid?
We just want to distract them.
Now, if you the adult and you have an authoritative position in the household, why is it so hard for you to say, give me this, it's bad?
Because I guess the how the child is gonna react when you take it.
Nah, because you don't gotta do no parenting then. You know what I mean? You don't gotta do no parenting. The kid is really left alone to raise itself on the phone and shit.
True.
Versus, but this is the kicker though, right? We could look at this camera, we could say, all right, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, community. We have some brothers, right, who don't mind giving their time. You know what I mean? To build our young brothers and sisters up. You know what I mean? We probably need a location. You know what I mean? We'll come to you.
Exactly.
They got the hoodies on that say street team and shit, right? And I seen Pete moving around, so I'm like, wow. But when I went down there and I heard him speak, you know what I mean? And I listened about what the movement was all about. I'm like, wow, man, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? To later on be offered a position like, come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now we rocking together. That's seeing that we all had something in common. You know what I mean? And we working together. We in collaboration now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So even all these small pockets of people that, you know, want to be of a benefit to Trenton, we do need to unite. You know what I mean? We do need to have, a unity party or something. A unity sit down. You know what I mean? Where we do bounce these ideas off of each other and pull our resources. That's the biggest and greatest thing that we could do is develop an economic plan together.
Yeah. And I realized that too, that I'm tapping into that now. Like I realized, like, so when you saying all this, I'm like, I'm finally able to help with that, I should say.
And bro, you know what? See, and I'm a 5%er, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the 5%ers, we swear we know. You know what I mean? We got this thing in the bag. The black man is God. Some niggas won't even give you a penny, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people won't even give you a dime.
Oh yeah.
They'll go tell you that. You know what I mean, man? You better go ask the white man. You know what I mean? You better go get a government grant, nigga. I got kids to feed.
But why not do it together?
Why not do
We
it
don't
together?
need that.
You know what I mean? And that's the hurting part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the hurting part, bro. And a lot of people who took a stance and took a certain type of position in life, I seen like they died broken men.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized a lot of our men don't want to die broken men, meaning broken in spirit and you broken in the pockets, all because you got a desire and love for your people, all because you see a quality in your people that you know is real, that you know ain't a mystery, that you could feel it in your essence, in your being. Man, I know I'm greater than this. I know my people greater than this. But some people die, bro, of a broken heart for knowing that, not even believing it, for knowing it.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So I sit here, bro, as I'm understanding born. I'm 39.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A 39-year-old, really, I'm a child because, you know, I did so much time in prison.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So sometimes that's how this truth that I'm speaking comes off. Know what I mean? There's a lot of my own things that I got to get together. But that ain't going to stop me from telling the truth.
No excuse.
It ain't no excuse. That's what they say in court too. You know that, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Even when you get locked up as a little kid, you like, yo, that's Ray. Lil Ray ain't know no better. They say ignorance of the law is no excuse.
And that's the hard pill to swallow.
So the ignorance of us not knowing and understanding who we are as a people, that's no excuse.
No excuse.
We have to research these things, and then we have to become these things.
Mm-hmm.
Many of our people been fighting for political positions, political seats, and they got them. Mm-hmm. But when they get there, they forget about us.
There's no more.
I got a Bentley, bitch. I got a Cadillac, nigga. I got a nice fine suit, nigga. Mm-hmm. Floors is marble.
But like you said, it take for people that made it to come back down and show them it's obtainable. Mm-hmm. And that'll help. It'll give the youth that.
I like that the brother Tracy Sidefacts, he built the house right there.
Yeah.
Everybody in awe. They in.
Yeah, a lot of people would be like, "What the?" But it got to start somewhere.
And that's where it starts. It show you.
You got to start.
Know what I mean? And then just imagine, we all together. My man Moy, right? My man Moy is an architect. I seen him go in the building and look around, and just mathematically in his mind, he knew what to do. I'm like, damn.
Just off,
you know what I mean?
Just off looking at it.
I'm like, that's a brother of ours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? See, a lot, and those is resources that we pull together as well.
Exactly.
It ain't always monetary. You know what I mean? You got some brothers that's here to teach, to train children. That's what they're for.
Exactly.
They're not a banker. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's not what they do. Their job is this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? This is what you do. Yeah. I can't come in here and bust it down. You can show me like, B, look, this is what we. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But your thing is to give the knowledge and teach and help, and I'm in here to give you the voice for that.
You understand?
Because everybody playing their part.
Exactly. And so when we say why we can't do it, we doing it.
Mm-hmm. Like,
you know what I mean?
Yo, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, it's not only do we need more of this, like more of the reassurance, but it's like just the constant building when people just see the actions. Because I feel like when we talk to them, it's there, but when they see it, when they see the progress of what you're doing, I feel like that's the part that hit the most.
Because I told you, bro, like fear and doubt. You know what I mean? And we all faced with it. I mean, me too. Even though I could sit here, we building this and like, oh, this nigga got so. We all faced with certain fears and certain, you know what I mean, things that, you know, we haven't come into an understanding of yet. Yet, I must say this, right?
I be hating that, but
like a bug.
But nah, like I said, it's just the like I said, pushing that message across and getting everybody to see, like, yo, but just by actions. Like, it's just the actions of you doing what you doing that's getting that out there. And like I said, once people face their fears,
that's what I was saying. The fear, right? Like the fear to step out there and do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, man, I can't speak about this, or I can't do this, or you know what I mean, because it's a level of fear. Once we lose that fear, like, man, that's a brother of mine, that's a sister of mine. This our community. What the fuck I got to fear for? You know what I mean? I wasn't fearful to go out there and sell no drugs. I wasn't fearful to go out there and pull a gun on a nigga. I wasn't fearful to go out there and do anything that I wanted to do that was negative. So why I'ma fear anything that's positive? You understand what I'm saying? And if my life took him for something positive, then so be it.
Goddamn.
Because I risked it so many times for shit that was negative. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, bro, it's just fear. Like, going out into the community, man, what little Billy doing out here? Now this nigga, now he want to be for the community. You motherfucking right. You motherfucking right, because I know what it feel like when them crackers looking at you in jail and they trying to make you feel inferior. You know what I mean? I know what it feel like when they running in your cell and you got to strip butt naked. You can't tell them no.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You ain't going, you know what I mean? So you had to take a humble approach to be able to survive in there. You understand what I'm saying?
I know where you at.
So I don't want to see our children go through that. I really, really, really honestly don't, bro. So if I gotta sit out here and go through what I gotta go through and fight the way that I'm fighting, even to, I mean, one of them be like, man, Mr. Billy don't want us to go to jail, and speak up for each other, then so be it. You know what I mean? And if I gotta keep drilling brothers and they like, man, all you do is talk about this knowledge of self and God, you motherfucking right. Because it was taken. So the same way they keep putting music in your ear, I'm gonna keep doing the same motherfucking shit. You know what I mean?
And this gonna overpower that too. This definitely gonna overpower, because I feel like once they keep hearing it and hearing it and hearing it, like, I feel like a lot of people are getting tired of the music too. And I feel like they don't know what else to go to. So that's why it's perfect timing now that it's like, now people kind of, like I said, everybody conscious. All right, well, if you're going to be conscious, come listen to it the right way.
That's the best thing, right, about the sound bites. Because somebody always going to bring something, or they going to say something to you. And if you a man, if you a man of learning, and just because you a man of learning, or I like to learn everything, you know what I mean? Like, I like, it don't matter who wrote it. If it might be something in there that I disagree with. It might be something in there I agree with. You understand what I'm saying? But man, once a person tap in, if they see this book, Blueprint to Black Power, they probably ain't gonna read all this book. Nah. They probably Google it. It's gonna be little soundbite clippings that come up, and then they gonna go back and they probably repeat it to you.
And they said it all wrong.
And then you be like, and then that's your way to teach. You know what I mean? You know how many people I teach just off of their misunderstanding of what it is that I represent?
It's definitely a misunderstanding.
Then I get invited to people, churches and masjids and everything. You know what I mean? I become a brother.
Exactly.
Because I ain't you would be crazy to come around and tell people that what they have is not good.
Oh yeah, they look at you like you got three heads.
See, that ain't my thing. I'm trying to say we're in here because we are reading from a book. Right or wrong. Yeah. Anytime you talk to any conscious individual, they gonna give you either the Quran, the Bible. They gonna give you some type of book. I want to find the good in that book. Yeah. And what we could relate to in that book. You know what I mean? And then we could show and prove it outside of that book. It becomes a part of our behavior. You know what I mean? It become a part of our introduction. You know what I mean? So if they said peace in the Bible, if they said shalom in the Bible, and then they wanted to behave that way, hey, peace, brother, peace, sister. You know what I mean? And then you want your behavior to follow. And then if we ain't standing in accord to that, then you can pull me to the side like, B, listen, man, I seen you do something, say something. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Tighten up. Versus, damn, bro, that's what's up, man. The word is like, you know what I mean? Like, we edge each other on to do bullshit.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Long. So I don't know, bro. We just sitting here building. It's always a pleasure to build with you. You know what I mean? To get certain things out. So
look, I definitely man. These be the Sunday messages that I be needing. And also before we get close this, I wanna this was the clip. I wish I had my cord, but this was the clip that somebody had on. I hope it play, man. Only truth that I look for is the intent of love. How you dealing with somebody, right? How do you deal with me? How do you interact with me? What is your intent with me, right? If you gave somebody something, you want to know. If somebody asks you, bro, let me get $100. First you gonna comments was like, I'm like, but I don't know who the page is. I don't know. I just woke up one day and I'm like, yo, like, and I'm like, this page they post a lot of people's stuff. So you see what I'm saying? The message is getting out there.
That's peace.
You see what I'm saying? It's getting out there. Like, and sometimes it's like when you are giving the message to people, like you said, people are like, oh, come on, man, I don't wanna. But it's like, all right, you might not want to hear it, but somebody else listening. So it's always getting out there, bro. I'm like, that right there just showed me. I'm like, yo, we doing something right.
Absolutely. Bro.
For the catch.
And that's the thing, like, when you ask the question, like, you know what I mean, how do we do? See, that's the thing. It's like, how do we do it? We're naturally doing it. Sometimes the argument in the fight, it's like in martial arts, right? We study Makoto Ryu Aikido Jiu-Jitsu, right? Mm-hmm. So if you grab my hand right here, mm-hmm. right, the other one, right, grab my wrist, yeah. Right? Yeah. So now if I pull and resist, yeah. But we talk, right, mm-hmm. to just go with it. You understand what I'm saying? So now you control, you know what I mean? So now it's like, relax, bro. We ain't arguing. You know what I mean? And if I want to restrain you, I'm going to restrain you, I mean, in a relaxed manner to let you know that I ain't being the aggressor. So a lot of times when we talking, and it's like, bro, I ain't trying to argue against anything. I'm trying to unite us. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm trying to, be one with each other. It's like dancing. Yeah. And once we begin to dance together, man, as black men, we beautiful, bro. Once we begin to build, we beautiful.
Yo, that's a fact. Hey, you know that's 100% fact. Hey, look, bro, I appreciate you. We definitely gonna have more of these though. Yeah, these gonna be our little things though. Yeah, these gonna be our little joints right here. We just talk. We just say whatever you gotta say. This definitely it right here. Yeah, like I said, we gonna stay tuned for another one.
You know, it's always peace.
Like we got more for y'all, man. Like, I appreciate you again though, bro.
You know it, man. It's all love, man.